New York City. A blissful, carefree time. But among the picture-perfect settings lives misery and sorrow out in the open.
I'm basically, voiceless. I'm invisible to a lot of people. It feels lonely.
A plague of homelessness has been taking over major U.S. cities in the last several years.
When you see someone really old or someone really young, you just think to yourself, what can I do, even if it's $1, just to help them out? And it's awful.
According to the Coalition for the Homeless, 43,000 people are in New York City shelters, 10,000 families and 17,000 children.
It just bothers me when people just walk by and, don't even, reach out a hand to help.
Across the country, over 500,000 people are homeless.
These are human beings that we're talking about here. These are people. These are families. These are mothers. These are fathers. These are children.
Yusuf Ramliz has been trying to raise awareness about this epidemic problem for the last 4 years. Every year, he leaves his daytime job and goes homeless for a week in attempts to draw attention to what he calls a catastrophe.
When you see kids, living on the streets, begging for money, students, living out of their cars because they can't afford, college housing. This is huge.
Last year, Yusuf went barefoot and lived at Grand Central Station in the heart of Manhattan. This year, he's homeless in a park and has taken a vow of silence for the week. Our cameras caught up with him right before his transformation.
What could I really say to comfort someone that, has to go through this every single day? I see you. I see you, I hear your silent cries. I hear your cries. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this project, is because of you.
Then again, during his project when he did not speak. Out on the streets, Yusuf is also fasting during the holy month of Ramadan.
A huge percentage of people live paycheck to paycheck. What happens when you lose a job and you live in paycheck to paycheck?
Yusuf says every year the faces of the homeless change.
I think if people really know that, the homeless person that you pass on the street could be you, that this homelessness could happen to absolutely anyone, then people would really, start taking it a little more serious.
Some of the most unexpected New Yorkers are living proof.
I've actually been homeless before. For about 6 months I was homeless growing up, and I know how hard it is. People think that people out here, they're just drug addicts or somebody who just can't get a job, and that's not the case.
For many average Americans, just getting by is a daily struggle.
Considering that I'm on the verge of homelessness right now and think about it all the time, I probably wouldn't, because I'm concerned about that every day of my life.
For most, Yusuf's project is an excessive challenge they'd rather not take.
My children would say if I don't do it myself, I don't care about it really. And I guess, that's an argument you can't deny, but we're all a little bit selfish.
Instead of waiting for politicians to create change, few try to take matters into their own hands.
How does that reflect us as a city, as a state, as a country, if we turn our backs on our weakest or most vulnerable? There's a lot more that politicians could do, and there's a lot more that they should do.
Until then, it's people like Yusuf taking one step at a time on a lonely mission. Anastasia Churkina, RT, New York.